Reports have surfaced suggesting the US and Israel are behind a computer virus that appears to have been launched to try to spy on Iran's nuclear activities. That's despite Washington's loud condemnation of hacker attacks, that is, those directed against the US. As RT's Gani Chichikan reports.
American officials may sound defensive when they talk about cyber attacks as being a major threat to the country's security.
A weapon of mass disruption.
You could have a cyber attack that would be as consequential in terms of the economy and maybe even in terms of loss of life as things we typically associate with war fighting.
Next Pearl Harbor that we confront could very well be a cyber attack that cripples our power systems, our grid.
Acts of terror could come not only from a few extremists in suicide vests, but from a few keystrokes on the computer.
But it turns out the U.S. government itself carries out cyber attacks against other nations. The Washington Post cites officials speaking on condition of anonymity who say, in preparation for cyber sabotage against Iran, the U.S. and Israel developed the Flame virus. Flame is the most complex computer spying program ever discovered. It has the capacity to steal or alter electronic documents. By now, nobody doubts the program was developed by a government entity.
Something like this appears to be what they would call state-sponsored.
It sounds like the NSA. The National Security Agency does this kind of thing. We know they've done this kind of thing.
You're getting intelligence without having to put someone actually there.
It's cyber-espionage.
While the flame worm was collecting intelligence, the Stuxnet virus burrowed into Iran's nuclear program and created havoc in its uranium enrichment centrifuges. The Obama administration did not deny the leaks in the New York Times that it had teamed up with Israel to create Stuxnet. Some fear that the move almost invites retaliation.
When you attack, for instance, Iran's nuclear program, you provide the Iranians with your weapon, your worm, which they can then reverse engineer, take apart, figure out how it works, turn it around, send it your way.
A leading Moscow-based security firm which uncovered the Flame virus says part of its code is nearly identical to the code found in Stuxnet, and suggested that the viruses were developed by two teams working in collaboration. Leaks in the press support that assessment. One official, also on condition of anonymity, said it's just the beginning and the U.S. is preparing the battlefield for another type of covert action.
We're setting precedent for other nations. And that's where the real problem lies, because we've been criticizing China for allegedly attacking United States companies and U.S. governments, while at the same time engaging in the same conduct with other countries.
The Obama administration has openly confirmed hacking websites, but only of alleged al-Qaeda sympathizers in Yemen. The U.S. Secretary of State described the cyber effort as part of a larger attack on terrorism. But many fear the U.S. cyber efforts go well beyond that. As U.S. defense authorities go offensive in cyber warfare, the Pentagon's Cyber Command has fast-tracked the development of e-weapons. The administration just announced a $110 million program to solicit proposals from universities and video game manufacturers.
We see so much hype about cyber war is that some people that seem to be in the authority about war start talking about technology as if they understand it. They're always talking about war because that's their business. And so they're trying to rope technology into that. And so when we have no control of our technology, we have these people that wish to use it for their ends, for war specifically. That's a recipe for some pretty scary stuff.
Cyberspace as a whole is now seen by the U.S. military as a vast area of opportunity. You can't really tell a government, don't do to others what you don't want them to you. But in light of the recent revelations about the U.S. being engaged in cyber attacks, one might ask, what kind of a message does it send to the world when the government vehemently condemns cyber attacks, hackers and all, but it itself acts like one hell of a hacker? I'm Gani Chichikan reporting from Washington, RT.